But I want to talk a couple other things about SmackDown, and one is Felix. Our friend Felix, the other Lucha brother, has made his debut. And Brian, and he was against Nathan Frazier, who's that kind of scraggly Joe Dirt looking from NXT. But would you like to hear, Brian, what I thought about our friend Felix?
Rey Fenix, and it was his debut a few months after his brother debuted on Raw. But what did you think?
I like him. I thought he did much better than Penta did in his debut, and
really,
actually better than what Penta has done since he's been there. Because his was fine. There wasn't botches. There was some of the minor see-throughedness that comes with Lucha to begin with, but much better. I think, he's got if somebody is going to do the running and springing off the ropes and the diving and flipping about, he's probably the guy to do it. And I think he should be the one that they let do it.
Now, he may be the
then
best
it becomes
guy.
Different, and he's the best at it.
Yeah, he may be the best guy in the business in terms of doing the high-flying stuff and making it look spectacular.
So at the same time, having a grip on how to work an actual legitimate match in a real company, there are some world-class high divers across the street that may have him beat in just the high flying alone. But he looked better. I like the look of the gimmick, and he did an in-ring promo, and that was a little better than Penta. But I just wanted to make mention of that we'll keep an eye on Felix too and see how he does. But already it was a better start, and no right-handed headlocks.
Do you think it's a good idea to keep him and his brother separate, two different shows, develop them both independently?
I will at this point, since they started one, they might as well do it this way, and then at some point they could bring them together, because right now Penta's involved in a four-way with three other guys who want to kick the shit out of him. Sooner or later, he's going to need some backup. I don't know if they're going to do it that quickly, but I think they could establish. They've already mentioned their relationship, so they could just establish that one's there for the other guy when they really need it and see what happens from there.
And what do you say to the fan that says, you hated Penta in AEW? He did all the same stuff. You hated him. What do you say to them?
Or Felix.
Or Phoenix, whatever his name is. Phoenix,
yes.
Not Felix, Phoenix.
Well, no, that's the thing I've said, because everybody thought, you can't please Cornette. Well, they didn't remake Penta as a human being and as a pro wrestler. They put him in a different environment. He's been better in the WWE since he's been in AEW because he is produced and he does have more professional guys to work with. And he is being focused on and featured in some kind of way. All the things are coming together. So yeah, he's good. And I think Felix is better. So yeah, a lot of people were rotten in AEW. They can be better. They're still, I don't think anybody's going to replace them or replace Nick Bockwinkel on my list of favorites with, either one of these guys, but they're better in that environment because they've got help. Instead of people just saying, oh, go out and do all the shit you always do.
And they both seem so excited to be there that they will listen to the producers. They won't just be, hey, we want to do what we want to do. Yes, whatever you want, we will do. We can do it. Yes.
Yes, we will do. I said that. I don't even remember what brought it up. But Bobby Eaton, we were in Louisiana, and it was near the end of the run. Maybe he said something about he'd think we'll get over in Dallas. Whatever. I said, oh, if not, if we can change. He said, what do you do different? I said, I can be Russian. I can be German. I can do the accents. And so every time then something would come up, Bobby would just look at me and he'd say, I can be Russian. You had to be there.
No, it's funny.